Hello Stampers, Kelly Acheson at stampabove.com coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin in the United States. This card was created for the Totally Techniques Global Blog Hop. Our theme today is shaker cards, and while I think most of us have seen shaker cards, I've got a little different twist to mine today. These are really fun and easy to make. I'm going to be using the Piece of Cake stamp set and also the Cake Builder Punch. And these come together as a bundle. When you buy them together, you get a 10% discount. They were on back order, the punches were, for quite a while, and I am happy to report they are back in the house. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make this fun little shaker card that's just a little bit different. I'm going to bring in my paper piercing mat. This is nothing more than our piercing mat with some paper taped on it. I like to do that to protect the mat. And then we're going to bring in our cardstock layers. And I chose Poppy Parade today for my card base. This is 5.5 by 8.5. We're going to fold and burnish that fold. And then I've got another layer of Poppy Parade. This is 4 by 5.25. I've got a piece of Whisper White the same size for the inside, a scrap of basic black, and I've already die cut this Mango Melody with our Layering Squares framelits. And then I've got a tiny strip of Mango Melody. This is a 1/2 inch by 4 and a little tiny 1/8 inch by 4 piece of Poppy Parade. Those are going to help me decorate the insides. And the layer that we're going to be stamping on today is Whisper White. It's 2 5/8 by 2 5/8. So the first thing I wanted to do was take this Poppy Parade layer and run it through the Big Shot in our embossing folder. This is the Polka Dot Basics embossing folder. So once we have that done, through the magic of TV, I've already done that, we can start our stamping process. I'm going to stamp up the inside of my card first, and I've got my Poppy Parade ink pad here, as well as my Memento black ink pad. So the greetings that come with the Piece of Cake stamp set are really tiny, and I think they're just adorable. So I've got "Who cares what the question is?" And I'm going to stamp that on the inside layer. And then if you'd like, there's also a happy birthday stamp that you can use. And I'm just going to add that right in here. And then I'm going to bring in these strips that I cut. And that's what I decided to decorate the inside of my card with. Now, I could have stamped something on here, but I just thought this would bring in some of that nice bright color from the outside of our card to the inside. And this is a great way to use up some of those slivers you have, like end your hoarding, end your paper hoarding by doing some things like this with your little strips and little pieces. I've got this just hanging over just a little bit here, so I'm going to trim that off. There we go. And the inside of our card is ready to go. I'm using our multi-purpose liquid glue. It is my favorite adhesive. I like it because it gives me the wiggle room that I need. If I happen to put things down and they're not even, I can move them around a little bit. And I love that about the liquid glue. Okay, now on our 2 5/8 by 2 5/8 inch piece of Whisper White cardstock, we are going to stamp one of the cake images. And this Piece of Cake stamp set comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different cakes, a platter, some flowers that you could put on top of the cakes, these little suckers, some candles, a heart, and then a whole bunch of sentiments. There's 21 stamps included in this set, so it really is a good value. I'm going to stamp that a little, well, that's crooked. Let's try it again. I'm going to stamp this about 1/2 inch from the bottom maybe. And then we're going to bring in the suckers. Stamp those. And now we have just a little bit of coloring to do. I chose my markers to color. And I'm just going to get all of these little items colored up, and I'll speed up that process on my camera because there is nothing technical about this. I am just coloring. I chose Mango Melody, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, and Poppy Parade for my Stampin' Write markers to color in my cake. We've got one more thing we need to do, and that is our greeting on the front that goes along with the greeting on the inside. And I'm going to stamp that in Poppy Parade ink right up here at the top, and it says, "Cake is the answer. Who cares what the question is?" And of course, this doesn't have to be a birthday card. It could just be kind of a funny little pun card. The next thing I need, I've got one of our clear envelopes. And these are an item that people often don't realize are in our catalog. Let me show you. They're right on our envelope page. Medium envelopes are the standard size envelopes that fit our cards in the US. I know that globally cards are different sizes. We've got medium and very vanilla, whisper white, and 50 clear ones for $5.50. And that's exactly what this is. This is just a clear envelope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my whisper white layer here as a template. And when I cut apart one of these envelopes, I am going to actually get 2 pieces of cellophane, and I'm just gonna, whoops, now I can just cut these edges. I'm gonna get 2 pieces so I can actually make 2 shaker cards with this. This is just a little different way to make a shaker card. I think it's kind of easier, and I do love doing it like this. Now, here's my tip for you. So I'm going to place my Whisper White cardstock in the middle of this layer, and I hope you can see it. I know it's see-through, so it's kind of hard. And then we're going to just wrap it like a present. So I've got some regular tape here, and I'm going to, I just like to fold in my little corners there so I can get a nice crisp corner. I just kind of made it into a triangle on the edge there. Now that I've got 2 sides of this done, I am going to bring in the iridescent sequin assortment. And I'm going to put my sequins in here. And you think that you need a whole bunch, but you really don't. This is plenty of sequins in there. And they just look so pretty and sparkly in there. Whoops, I just lost one in the back. Don't lose one in the back. See it right there? I'm going to leave it alone. And make sure you close your sequins up, because if you've ever spilled these, you know how fun that is. Not at all. Okay, so I just, again, fold it over that corner. It's kind of like when you make your bed and tuck those sheets in nice. You want that nice, crisp little corner. So I'm kind of folding this down. You just do whatever you need to do to get your little present layer wrapped here. Sometimes I even cut off these edges if they're sticking out, because that certainly won't hurt anything. I don't want to see them from the front. And here comes my last one. Okay, look at that. Isn't that cute? So you've still got a shaker card without the adhesive edges in the window in there that can be kind of tricky sometimes. This maybe is a cheater shaker card, we can call it. Okay, I am going to add this to the Mango Melody square, and anytime I'm using any type of a non-porous surface like this, I like to use my snail adhesive tape runner. So you're going to find you're going to have better luck if you put it on your cardstock versus putting it onto the non-porous surface. Sometimes our tape doesn't like to stick well to it when you're running it like this, but it will stick well when you do it this way. So we're just going to center this right in here. Isn't that fun? I love these bright, fun colors. And then we're going to layer our embossed piece onto the front of our card. And this is just Poppy Parade tone on tone. This is a popular look right now. Then I've got dimensionals here for our shaker layer. Faux shaker. How about we call it a faux shaker? I like that. It sounds nice, right? I'm going to put that right about here. So I'm about an inch down from the top of my card. Make sure I get it straight here. Then remember that black scrap that I told you you needed? This is where we're going to use our punch, and we're going to punch out a little cake platter. Then I'm going to bring in my mini dimensionals, and we're going to pop this up too. Make sure I get it stuck on there. The whole thing wanted to come off. And I thought this would look cute just to put this little platter right down here. Isn't that a neat idea? Then I've got one more really neat thing to show you. So I felt like I needed some type of a little ribbon or embellishment on here, and I really couldn't find anything that I wanted to use that would match my color scheme. So here's what I did. I took a piece of Whisper White baker's twine, and I brought in one of my empty embellishment containers. I'm going to take and add just a little bit of water to this. And then I've got my Mango Melody re-inker. And I wanted baker's twine. I wanted something small, so I chose baker's twine. But I wanted baker's twine that was a color I don't have. And so anytime you need something that you don't have, my mind always goes to, how can I make that? So I'm just going to stir that up a little bit. And then we're going to put our baker's twine into the liquid, and we're going to dye it the color that we want it to be. Just stir that around, make sure it gets covered. Now you notice I put like 4 or 5 drops of re-inker in here. You're going to put in however, the depth of the color that you want to get. And I'll show you. Look at how nice that is. Isn't that fun? So then I would take that baker's twine and I would just put it, I've got a piece of paper towel here that's folded in half, and I would just bring it right down here and let that dry. So it's going to take just a little bit of drying time. So I would just set that aside. I would do this part first and set it aside so that you can use it when you're done. You want to make sure that it's completely dry. And of course I already have one done here so that I could keep the video going. I'm going to use my bow jig, and I am going to tie a bow. My friend Denise, her husband makes these, so if anybody wants to get their hands on one, you'll have to wait until the first week in April. She is in Arizona for the winter. They're going to be coming home, and then you can contact me and I can put you in touch with her about getting a bow jig. But they're super fun. I love using these. I've actually got a video that shows you exactly how to use it. Then we're just going to bring in a mini glue dot here. So do you love the idea of making your own colored baker's twine if you don't happen to have a color that's going to match your card? And there's our little bow on there. cute, cute little shaker card, faux shaker card, we're calling it. I love this. Okay, now remember, this cake builder punch was on back order for a long time. It was super, super popular. We do have them back in the warehouse right now. And you can get the piece of cake and the cake builder together for a 10% discount. Some of the other products that I use here, baker's twine, the polka dot embossing folder. Don't forget to get yourself some snail adhesive and also some iridescent sequins and clear envelopes. Clear envelopes. Don't forget those. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, or if I'm your demonstrator, you can go right to my blog, www.astampabove.com. You can click right up here and that'll take you right there. In the right-hand column is an online ordering button. Click on that and it'll take you right to my Stampin' Up! Store. Type in piece of cake and you're going to see this whole bundle there available for you to select. Now, Sunday is the end of celebration, and with your $50 order, you get one free item. So make the most of it. It's almost over. March 31st it ends. And it's always fun to get that extra free item, right? Okay, make sure you go back to my blog to join in on the global blog hop. We have some incredibly talented designers in this blog hop from all over the world, and it's really interesting to see what everybody comes up with. I almost forgot to show you guys all these fabulous cards I have with the piece of cake bundle. Look at this little beauty. Don't you love this? Really soft. My friend Kathy Miller made this, and she used the subtle embossing folder on the background. Then look at this cute one. Lots of circles with some of our DSP. We have this in brights, regals, subtles, and the in colors. Isn't that pretty? Here's another one. This uses our copper foil paper and copper embossing, and that country floral embossing folder that is free during celebration, only until March 31st. How about this cutie? The Beauty Abound stamp set has these little circles in it and these little sprinkles, I call them. Very, very pretty. Can you see the wink of Stella on the suckers and the polka dots? That's an adorable idea. Here's another fun card. They stacked more cakes on here. The punch only has 2 cakes, but they cut one out and put another one on here. Very cute. Ooh, and here's a wedding card. Isn't that pretty? Black foil paper for the cake platter and a couple rhinestones on those little flowers. Another gorgeous one with Blushing Bride and Berry Burst and the Berry Burst silver edge ribbon. Silver platter, silver embossing. Another wedding card. And last but not least, we have the dot to dot folder. This is in the Occasions mini catalog, and some fun silver embossing on here. Okay, so don't forget, if you would like to order this bundle, you can hop right over to my store. Use the current host code that's pictured in the right-hand column. There's an online ordering button in that right-hand column right there too. And don't forget to click down here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And once again, I would like to thank you all for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend it with me. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.